Motorsport TV Live, brought to you by Motorsport Tickets, the dedicated motorsport experiences provider.
Hello and welcome to Motorsport TV Live. I'm Diana Binks with all the latest motorsport news. Abu Dhabi Grand Prix sees controversy from start to finish. Latifi apologises for race influencing crash, and Valentino Rossi could be a front-runner in sports car racing. All those stories and more coming up here on Motorsport TV Live. Formula One first, and the hot topic on everyone's lips has been the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which proved controversial from start to finish, with Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton clashing on lap 1, Sergio Perez assisting his teammate to gain on Hamilton, then Mercedes lodging its intention on Sunday night to appeal the FIA steward's dismissal of its race result protest. There has certainly been plenty to talk about. Earlier on today, I spoke with Juan Pablo Montoya about the weekend's events and started by asking him about the controversial decisions that race direction made at the start of the race.
It was a close call. I think Lewis came up the line really good, and Max did a really good job on the brakes. I think if Max would have tried to give him a little bit of room, it wouldn't give in a way, the excuse to Lewis to miss the corner. He did force Lewis to run wide. He went really deep on the brakes, and Lewis took what they call avoidance. He tried to avoid it, and by trying to avoid it, he could stay ahead. Because I don't know, that one is a difficult call, but he had nowhere else to go, to be honest. So that was a 50-50 call for me.
Do you think if they'd given a penalty to both of them, it would have still had the same outcome effectively? Because, you know, both of them would have had to have some sort of penalty if they'd gone down that route. So just to let them carry on racing was the right decision?
The problem is they've been carrying on racing for a lot too many races. You know what I mean? I think Max was super aggressive at the end of the year, and in my opinion, maybe a little too aggressive. And he got away with it. And when you start getting away with it, you start questioning when you get a penalty for something like that. Why am I getting penalized for this if what I did before was worse? So I think the stewards put themselves in that position by not being more aggressive with him earlier in the year, in my opinion. But it's a 50-50. I think Lewis, in my opinion as well, was way too conservative there at the end. You know, I mean, he knew he had to finish the race. If they crashed, Max would get the championship. But I think at the beginning of the race, he made the right call. I think towards the middle of the race and the end of the race, I think Mercedes were so afraid of getting involved with Red Bull because they had superior pace that, they made some strategy errors there, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to judge from the outside, but when you had the virtual safety car and Max pitted the first lap, they could have come in the next lap because they were still on their virtual safety car. And I think if they would have done that, they would have been in better tires at the end as well.
There's so many things there that just didn't quite go the right way. But the biggest thing is that the teams all call a strategy in accordance with the rules. So if the rules change slightly, surely that just throws the whole strategy out. Yeah,
that's something you see a lot in America, that it depends whether they want the show to be, they make a decision one way or another. And in Formula One, it's always been, the rules have been very strict all the time. And I think, I don't know if it was Massey or the stewards, whoever made those decisions and changes at the end, it was difficult. You know what I mean? I know they wanted to get the race restarted. If you wanted to see a race on the green at the end of the race, that it was better for the show, they should have gone with red flag straight away. As soon as Latifi crashed, put out the red flag and get 3 laps of racing, instead of putting themselves in a bad situation where they call the rules however they fit. And Max and Red Bull took it full advantage of it. They did an amazing job, and Max did whatever he needed to do to win the championship. But at the same time, I think that's the reason Mercedes is trying to appeal all the decisions, is because in a way they're right. You know what I mean? They're absolutely right, because if you read the rule book, it says that all cars need to be waved. So why do you only wave the front two cars? You know, is Carlos not part of the race running third? You know what I mean? How does that work?
Yeah. I mean, what can be learned from this one, Pablo?
That it's either need to be understand that, you know, it's motorsport, and at the end of the day it needs to be a great show. And for the fans, was an amazing race. It was, you know what I mean? Nobody wanted to see, you know, when the safety car came out, the right thing, in my opinion, should have been a red flag. And if you don't red flag, you follow the rules, and the race is over. You know, the Indy 500 has always been like that. It used to be, you get a caution with the 3 or 4 laps to go, you can restart, race is over. Now you get that, an IndyCar, you get a red flag straight away, and they give you 2-3 laps of racing. But you know what you're getting yourself into. I think this is the first time where, we need to make sure Max and Lewis are together. But what they don't see is that, you know, Max came in and had soft new tires, and Lewis had, you know, 50-lap old tires. And I think in a way for Lewis was really unfair with, you know, what the stewards did and how they handled the race. You know, so a lot of people are saying, you know, we missed Charlie, and I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be handled different, but it's so difficult. In hindsight, things are much easier. I mean, judging what Mercedes did and how they handled the race and everything is very easy from the outside. Knowing how aggressive Max is, they're just trying, you know, with the pace they knew they had sufficient pace, and they proved it. Where not taking tires was the right call, but, you know, they were not counting on a 1-lap restart.
Juan Pablo Montoya talking to us earlier there from his car. Don't go anywhere. We've got lots more news and views from the world of motorsport coming up here on Motorsport TV Live. More from Formula One, and Max Verstappen says any future championships will be a bonus after achieving everything in Formula One by winning his first world title on Sunday in Abu Dhabi. Verstappen was crowned champion after a dramatic finish to the season at the Yas Marina circuit that saw him clinch the title with a last lap pass on rival Lewis Hamilton. A late safety car period bunched the field and gave Verstappen the chance to attack Hamilton after sitting over 10 seconds behind him with 6 laps remaining. The result saw Verstappen become the first Dutch Formula One world champion and become the 5th youngest world champion in Formula One history. Verstappen had long stated that he did not think winning the championship would be a life-changing moment for him, and retained that view after clinching his maiden crown. He said, "No, my life will not change now. I'm of course very happy that I won the championship. That's the final achievement that I wanted in Formula One, so everything else that comes now is a bonus." Verstappen added, "Of course I will continue driving, but in terms of achievements, I have achieved everything in Formula One now." And staying with Formula One, Nicholas Latifi has apologised for his Abu Dhabi Grand Prix crash that sparked a late safety car period, saying it was never his intention to inadvertently influence the Formula One title battle. Latifi explained that he had been battling with Haas driver Mick Schumacher throughout the lap before he crashed and had dirty tyres after being run off the road at turn 9. "It's been a tricky corner all weekend for me, so with dirty tyres, dirty air, and I made a mistake. I wasn't aware of the situation of the race up until then. Obviously, it was never my intention to inadvertently influence that, but I made a mistake and ruined my own race." Comparisons have been drawn between Latifi and Timo Glock, who played a decisive role in the outcome of the 2008 championship, when his decision to stay out on dry tyres and wet conditions led to him being overtaken by Hamilton on the final lap. And finally, MotoGP legend Valentino Rossi has the potential to be a front-runner in sports car racing following his retirement from two-wheel competition, according to WRT team boss Vincent Voss. Voss made the claim after Rossi tested one of WRT's Audi R8 LMS GT3 Evos at Valencia last week and revealed that he is working towards running the seven-time MotoGP world champion in the pro class of next year's GT World Challenge Europe. Valentino is a legendary rider, but he is also impressive as a driver, Voss told motorsport.com. His approach and his feedback mean I am sure he would be competitive. I don't see him being anything other than very, very competitive. And we look forward to seeing that. Well, that's all for now. I'm Diana Binks. Join us again here on Motorsport TV Live for all the latest news from the world of motorsport. Bye for now.